Check.
Got it. Hey everyone, this is John, the Bumbling Golfer here, episode number 23 with Justin Rinas, the builder. We'll just say the builder of Skramble House
builder.
Golf. So he's the brain behind this whole operation. You may have seen me on some of his other, on some of his podcasts, which is kind of cool. But again, at the same time, does that still sound okay?
That's freaking beautiful.
Yeah. So again, at the same time, like we've done a lot of kind of stuff together, and now I want to really try to understand. Like, because I think I know a lot more than most people about Justin, but I don't think, Justin, you've ever really gotten your story like
fully out,
like your golf story. Yeah, and I don't want to get too far into it. I feel like I have really terrible sound right now for myself.
No, you got great sound now.
All right, good.
Now
good.
you do. You gotta just talk to the mic.
Yeah,
the mic is your friend.
Yeah, I'm also breathing heavy because. You
had a long day today?
No, just moving around. What I do, yeah, I'm moving. Blood's moving. So, Justin, I'll just give like kind of a preface for everyone who's going to be watching this. That Justin and I became what I consider you a good friend.
Yeah.
Right. So, but this is over a number of years. When I first met Justin, like.
We didn't really we kind of stayed away from each other a little bit. And honestly, the reason why it was just I had a lot of shit going on, and it was the league, and you came in and we had all these members, and no one knew kind of who you were, and you were kind of a quiet guy, and you were just kind of like checking things out. Yeah. So the Skramble House itself, for me, I feel like that sounds better. The Skramble House for me when I first got here was it's overwhelming. It just is overwhelming when you come in. Like I equate this to, and some people might get frustrated or whatever, but I don't really care. This is my podcast. I can do what I want. That's right.
When I came in here, it was like walking into Fenway Park for golf.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because I walked in, I was like, oh my God, this place is amazing. They have all this stuff going on. I wanted to chip all day. I wanted to putt all day, which I never ever wanted to do. Came in here with Shane for the golf league. And I still wasn't sure what was going on. And Shane's like, dude, he's like, you got to join. If you want to get better, you got to join. So fast forward, a lot of stuff came through. A lot of stuff went down, and I ended up joining. And it's just one of them places where I just really do feel at home. Yeah. Right? I think that's
it's just nice and comfortable. And I think when you came in, you it's like trying to go to it's like me going to a restaurant for the first time. It's like what's going on? We're the servers, the bartenders, the general manager. And when you start to get an understanding of kind of how it flows, and you see the same people, everyone comes here. Like right now, everyone knows each other.
Right.
So that's where it gets you just have to integrate within. And you've obviously met enough people here that you can go play golf, and obviously we work together. I might bust your chops and stuff, but it's more of a kind of a barbershop feel when you come in, and versus
it's not a golf experience.
Yeah, I mean it's just it's more of a. And a lot of people can use this place for whatever you want, right? You could use this place for, your office, do your work. Then you can go putt and chip. I mean, I have people that just warm up here because the ranges suck around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or they don't exist.
Yeah. So, and then I have people that they're terrible at golf, and they just need someone that helps them out in the journey, and they have a place that they don't need to worry about the range or the golf balls. That they're here just to learn how to do things.
Yeah, so this is one of them places where when you do hit a ball, it's always a newer ball, right?
Yeah.
How long do the balls last here?
I mean, it depends on how we're spinning them, but we try to use good golf balls, balls that we can get numbers.
Well, they're TP5s, right?
Tour responses, yeah. But I mean, there's still a soft ball, but anyone that comes in here, they can use I tell better players, use your ball.
Yeah, I use my own
because
all the time.
You'll get numbers off of them, and it's nice to know your feel what that is. I mean, when I go out and I play a tour response versus a TP5X, it's a completely different, flight feel. So when you pitch, we have soft balls. It's nice to get spin. I mean, with the chipping green, I mean that thing stops on a dime if you create spin, which is a nice spot. So that's kind of what we wanted to make it. And, we're over 350 members now, and it's a club now, not just a place where people can come hit balls.
It's a growing club.
Yeah.
So more to come on that. Rochester, something very special is coming your way. Probably the best one yet.
Yeah,
I will say definitely the best one yet. I saw the plans. It just looks amazing. It's laid out perfectly. And I'm really excited
Well,
for what
I hate
you have
to
coming.
say it's the best one. It's going to be the best one for sure, 100%. But Horsham is my first baby, and everyone there obviously knows that we
that place.
We did KOP, then we're doing Rochester. So I don't want to it's like you have 3 kids and you don't want to say which one's your favorite because the other 2 are going to get a little jealous. But we've learned so much in this one and in Horsham, and we're still learning in Rochester. And the model can evolve. And what we're going to be doing. I'm going back there Sunday. We have 12, 16 weeks, and then we're opening another one, and we're off to the races.
Yeah, I love it. There's actually a lot of buzz already, and we were just talking about TJ and Gary, the Basic Bogey guys. They're super excited.
Yeah, they're right down the street.
Yeah, they're right down the street.
Yep.
So Skramble House is what it is, right? You can go online. I'll put a bunch of links and stuff and all that. But I'm really curious because I never really got the Justin story of getting into golf because you played a bunch of sports, right, growing up.
Yeah, I mean, and I do this a lot with podcasts. I don't even remember my life probably pre 25, 26.
That makes sense.
Just because it was a shit show.
Okay.
I mean, I left school. I played golf because I sucked at it. Started 14, 15. Nothing crazy. Couldn't break 90. I didn't know where to go, honestly. And that's kind of where I have so much respect for these public golfers and people that just don't have a coach.
Yeah.
Because where are you going to go other than spending $300 an hour and
You're getting zero value out of it.
And paying 10, 20, 30 grand to join a member of a club.
Yeah.
So I did that for a little bit. And then I worked for a guy out on the east side, right down the street from actually where I'm building. And he got me in the club fitting world, John Duffy. I actually just talked to him a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
And, he got me into the service in the golf side.
Which, by the way, your reels and your it's not a persona. It's really who you are.
Dude, that's who I am.
Here's what I'll say to anyone out there who may look at it as being little brash, a little harsh, whatever. I can say that the level of service that people get from here is probably the highest out of anywhere you'll go. So
and I'm not trying. We don't even try for that.
No, 100%. I mean? So service, level of service.
Yeah.
But it's something you drive into the members here, right?
100%.
And then at the same time, you have this level of community, and you have this level of I don't care if that's your Lambo out in the driveway. Yeah. I don't care if that's your Toyota with 4 mismatched tires. You're the same exact person as that guy coming in.
Exactly. And so many people in the golf world, they say their last name like it means something. I don't
Doesn't
care
mean nothing here.
And honestly, what car you drive, don't care. How many houses you got, still don't care. I mean, and these people, golf is a cool thing where you and I can play together. You could be a billionaire and I could be homeless.
Yep.
And we can still go play the game, right? And that's kind of what
have a good time.
Yeah, and that's where we share interests is when you join and you get in here and everyone's like, well, I want to get better. Well, you got to be around people that want to get better.
Yeah.
And you got to have a guy that pushes, right? So for me, I'm the guy where if I'm lazy and I don't work hard, what's that going to look for my members?
Yeah.
No one can outwork me.
Yeah.
So it's not I try to do I am the best and the top guy when it comes to that stuff. So I have to deliver. So when you go, hey, why can't this work? I'm dude, I've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
You've done it for a month.
Right.
Right. You got to keep working.
Yeah.
Right. So, but we're on this journey together, and that's kind of where that trust and that relationship goes. I learned that real early on. Then I went to New Mexico, crazy, get in the program, didn't even know where I was going, drove there 36 hours, got in that program, and literally the second semester I got there, I got a call from Michael Breed, who Golf Channel guy, all that stuff. He's like, hey, I want you to work for me, but you got to be here in February. And I'm like, well, my semester doesn't end till May.
Right.
He goes, well, you'll figure it out if you want to work for me. So the next day I went to whoever, and I canceled all my classes.
Yeah.
And I failed every one of them. Mm-hmm. So on my transcripts, there's all Fs, but I just left.
Yeah.
And then I worked for him for a couple years, did that thing, did some online stuff, just wild traveling, went to Florida, Dallas, Scottsdale. I mean, everywhere. I mean, it was Tennessee, Jersey.
So you were like a journeyman.
It was wild.
Living out of your car.
It was wild. Honestly,
so this is something I never knew this.
Yeah, I never want to do that again. It was crazy.
I know you mentioned Florida a few times. I think you might have mentioned Dallas.
Yeah, I was in Tampa, Orlando, and then West Palm. West Palm was cool. I was at Nicholas's place, Law Street, right next to Seminole.
Yep.
Big time. I was like the 20th Class A professional on the outside staff.
Really?
That's how many Class A's.
Wow.
And it was just honestly just a patter for a resume. But then I got a gig in Tennessee. But like you got to realize, like I was there for 6 to 8 months, and then I boom done.
Yeah.
And like for me in the golf world, you play these seasonal games. Winter, summer, where am I going to go? New York. I go to Orlando. I go to Dallas. I mean everywhere. And it was just wild, dude. And then I lost my job in I got fired from 4 of those clubs just because of who I am, and that's what started the something. I don't think it's me so much, more of what's happening in the industry and the business, and like I love what I do. I'm the same guy that I probably was even more hungry and better before, but I just never was in a good situation. It's like getting drafted. I'm not a football guy, but getting drafted in a different scheme than you play.
Yeah,
and then they
sense.
oh, the quarterback sucks. Well, no, it's just not the offense that he runs.
Yeah.
So I did that for a while, figured that out, got to Philly. Got fired from another job in Jersey, moved to Manayunk, honestly, just on a whim. I was renting just a little row home. And
was Manayunk ready for you?
No. Well, I got Manayunk when I was like 23, 24, which that's what you do. Maybe 25.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even know.
Were you like a Mad River guy?
I was a guy that like just went down there and I was like, all right, this is cool. And by the way, I've been to everywhere.
I'm
you
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I know the game, but like the girls in Philly and the bars down there, it's a different animal.
Different world.
It's a different world. So I got someone needed a like kind of a body at a club. Got a phone call, went there, got all dressed up, suit, tie. It was so stupid. It was for a little assistant job. Mm-hmm. At a club in Philly, and then got the job there, and it was just, hey, I need you a body, just be here at that time, right? No skill, I just needed to do stuff, and that's what I did, and I was there every day, and that's what I did, and that was I spent there 8 years at that club, and every couple of years I'm like, do I make the move? Where do I go? What club is going to, and I was at the time, I was like 27, 28. I'm playing decent, nothing. I hate playing golf. I just don't want to play golf because that's just not my job. My job is to get people better and all this stuff. So when I started, and then that was like everyone went north-south, right? That's what you do in Philly. You go down south.
Yeah.
And at the time, I'm like, I don't want to go down south. I hate moving, dude.
Yeah.
And we had a little shack, basically the size of this room. And we kind of reconstructed it and made it one bay. I got to find that picture. I'll find you a picture. And one of my all-stars who's now going to Oklahoma, I've been with her since she was 5.
Fantastic young lady, by the way.
Yeah. And I'm like, we're hitting balls indoors, but I'm like, she needs to practice. Like, she can't go to Florida all the time, so she needs an indoor place to practice. And I was the only one really doing indoor at the time. And dude, one bay, I mean, it doesn't go much.
No. And
then it started to go, and then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, we need to get a bigger spot and doing that stuff. And it was a little bit challenged. Then we did 2 bays, and it was just, it's kind of run its course. Like, as you see, Johnny, I go hard and I go big, and I just keep growing. I think for me, I never wanted. It was never about the money. I haven't got paid in 4 or 5 years.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, it's honestly not. And I just thought about this coming here, like the investment that I have made personally, both hours and money and just effort. I never saw a return at a club. Never.
No.
And I'm not even...
Someone did.
Someone else did.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I worked for someone. They got whatever. And then I look at it and I'm like, all right, well, somehow I have to be the franchise quarterback and then get paid.
That's right.
Right? Because for all the investment. Now, I've learned it, like I did that post today, like, telling the younger self, what do you do? And it was really just build, get what you need to do, and then start to really get after it. So when I lost my job at that club, they literally just took me. I made $10K on their budget, and they just took me off the budget. I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I went home. I went to Christmas. My dad's like, "Hey, how's work going?" I'm like, "Well, just lost my position at the club." And he's like, "Well, what are you going to do?" And at the time, I was just like, dude, I have no idea. That was like last week.
Shout out to Lemon Drop Larry.
Lemon Drop Larry. And I'm like looking, and he goes, "Well, you better figure it out." I'm like, dude, you got to give me like a couple days. So that was Christmas, and then I couldn't pay rent January at this place I was at. So they used my security deposit for my last month's rent. I moved out, found a place where I could just stay for a couple weeks, try to figure out my life, because that was just in shambles. And it's funny, when something happens like that, I didn't have one person from the club reach out. The only people
I believe that.
Yeah, and the only people that reach out were my players.
I mean,
and I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, so in reality, like, I literally had 2 phone calls with people I used to work with that had the same thing happen to them that happened to me, and same thing. Yep. Like, there might be 1 or 2 people that kind of are like, "Hey, man, are you okay?
Yeah,
anything I can do." But like, it's crazy that in the hospitality world, where like, and by the way, anyone who's watching this or listening to this understand that, like, when Justin talks about community, he talks about family, and talks about Skramble and the Skramble life. Like, by the way, I'm in Skramble Studios right now doing a podcast for me.
Yeah.
And like, as soon as I got here, it's like, "Yo, you need my camera, you need this." By the way, microphones, headset,
whatever.
The recording device is his. The only thing here is the camera, and that'll probably mess up at some point.
Whatever, it's fine.
But like, that's the difference, I think, in you, and like people like me, and like you have people like Shane, you have people like, Matt, and all the guys here, all the guys here.
Well, you start thinking about it, right? Like, you got to surround yourself without douchebags.
Yeah, well,
right?
like-minded people.
Yeah, and so then I went there, and then I came up with this napkin idea. Hey, I'm going to make an indoor golf club, and I met a guy. I'll never forget it. I'm not going to, there's no need for names, but there was a guy, and we used to play a lot together. He was a big exec at a company, and we met at a pizza place, and he goes, "Dude, you need to build your own club." Mm-hmm. Indoors. And I'm like, "Man," he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "What do you, like, how do you think that's going to work?" Like, I have no, like, dude, that was not in my, I was just trying to teach at another club.
Yeah. At that point you were not like, you didn't have your Hard Knocks MBA.
Dude, I had no idea what he was talking about.
You were sleeping on someone else's couch.
I know.
Right?
I was
trying
like,
to figure out this master plan.
I'm like, do I get another job? Do I do something different? Like, I'm calling my, like, people. So he's like, "Dude, you just got to get like 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. Say you pay $10 a square foot. It's going to be X. Get some Sims. Like, what do you need?" He goes, "Come up with a game plan on a 5,000 square foot space." And he literally, like, kind of showed me how to do it. And then I got out of that meeting, and I'm like, this guy just dropped something on me that
like a huge golden egg.
I never thought I was even coming close. I was always, dude, I gotta be a teacher. I gotta be on a driving range. I gotta be at a club. If I'm not at a club,
the traditional way,
100%. And I'm a loser if I don't. Right. So I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. So
because this world is nothing but status.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And it's the logo, right? If you wear a club down on the main line, you're the guy.
Yep.
So he goes, figure out how much it's going to cost. If it's $500,000, we need 10 people at $50K. I'll be your first. So you need 9 more.
Yeah.
And he goes, but you're going to have to put $50K in too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, where am I going to find that? He goes, you'll find it if you want.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right.
I love that.
now you're down to 8. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Like, I just did that.
20% there.
Right. So I did that, got all my stuff, went home. And I'll never forget the guy. I mean, basically, the people I'm staying with are like basically my pseudo mom and dad down here. They take, we've been together forever, and oh man, the things that they've done in my life, I just can't. I can't even explain.
I love that.
I mean, it's just you have people in your life that, like, you share things that, like, nobody else knows.
Yeah.
Right. And they really know.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I go back and I'm like, hey, I met with so-and-so and he told me this idea, and like, what do you think? And the guy's a genius with financials and accounting and stuff. And he's like, well, like, what do you think? So we just kind of came up with a pseudo
business plan.
Concept, right? Model. Like, there was a couple out there, but nothing like even decent. Right. So I'm like, well, those, like, I'm not going to be like them. So I started doing it, and then I met with him again, and I kind of gave him, he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's start raising some cash. And I'm like, you think we can get $500,000? He goes, well, how much do you need? I'm like, we probably need like 800. And he's like, well, let's just keep going. So I start meeting with people while I'm still somewhat teaching at the club. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. During COVID, it was February of 2020 when January. And I was meeting people at a bar as our meetings. Like, and this is the cool part. If you need shit for free, just go find places.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, literally, you could be here. You could run $1 million anything business out of this office for free.
Yeah.
If you're a member of Skramble.
That's right.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, it's just, that's what it is. So I went to the bar, used their internet every day for hours. I was there. I must have met with, I don't know, 40, 50 people, keeping things kind of under wraps. It was kind of like Justin's kind of doing something, but it's never going to take off kind of deal. And then I started getting traction of like people like, hey, this could actually kind of work. And it's funny because everyone's like, well, you shouldn't invest with Justin because, you just don't know. It's a big risk. But, they could go throw money wherever.
Every single thing's a risk.
And they have no idea what's going to happen. And then I'm the guy that, they're throwing money away for Justin. Whatever. It's fine. So we started doing it, and then it started happening. And I'm like, oh, we got this. I got all the funding. Well, I didn't really have the funding, but I said I had the funding.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting at this guy's office.
That's just what you call business.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is actually going to work, but I didn't have the building. I didn't have like anything. It was just kind of like up in the air.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. So So we had the meeting, and then the guy, I'll never forget, one of my top guys now. He goes, all right, so when are you going to get the checks? And I'm like, oh, yeah. What do you mean the checks? Yeah. And I said, well, how about Saturday? Funny. He goes, I think Wednesday. And it was Monday. And I'm like, okay. He's like, do you have all the paperwork? I'm like, and by the way, all this stuff, it was just debt. So basically, you give me X, I pay you X back for 5 years. I mean, that's just very simple, no equity. We didn't even know if it was going to make money. It was just, hey, I owe you X. If it flounders, I owe you that for the rest of my life, and I'll work it off, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't, it was decent money, but it wasn't like crazy, right? So, but I'm like, I think this could work. So I do this thing, get the checks, 3 people back out right when I was getting the checks. Business. So it was like $120K, and it went from I got it to like, oh shit.
What do I do?
Now I'm like strapping. I go to my other investors. They're like, I'm not putting any more money in. Like, you got to figure it out. I'm like crazy trying to get this ready because, you got to think about it. If I sign in March, 6-8 months later, it's already fall.
Yeah.
So it's very challenging. So I'm like, found the last guys, basically gave my, we good on time?
Yeah, we're good.
Basically gave my life away to those guys. And we started. And, the amount of just bullshit that I've dealt with, and people, and marketing, and software, and tech, and landlord issues, and it's not even like they're not issues. It's just things that happen. Like, if I said, hey, you want to start a business, I'm like, good luck, dude.
Yeah.
There's just so much shit that, things that happen. Like, I thought I paid my insurance, and then I didn't pay my insurance one time, and guess what happens? They freaking cancel you. Then the landlord's calling you and be like, dude, where's your land? I just got to notice that your insurance is done. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I paid it. And I didn't pay it. Like, it just happens. And like, you got taxes, and like, now I got partners. I got equity partners, like, and the company's getting bigger, dude. And you know who's the guy that, you. That's me.
So that's one of the things where, when I do, like, I don't really hear much stuff from here. And I've seen a couple things, couple run-ins, whatever, but like overall, like, I think that's the one thing that people don't understand. I'm not saying that people don't understand business. Like, I get business, I get contracts, I get insurance, all that. That's what I do every day. But when I hear people like, oh, well, this, that, or whatever, like, and I'm like, dude, you guys realize, like, this guy has 100 and probably 50% risk in all of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, the chair you're sitting on, that's his risk.
Yeah.
Right? The sim you're hitting into, that projector, that's his risk.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, all the money that's in this place.
It's just crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It just extrapolates. And I never wanted a member to deal with assessments. I never wanted to deal with that problem, right? I take care of all your problems.
Sure.
All I want you to do is have fun, bring your friends, and call this place your home, right? So when that started happening and people started to kind of push back a little bit, I'm like, hey, hotshot, my rule is high and buy.
That's it.
I pay $100K a month so you and your knucklehead friends could come and hit balls.
So yeah, just for the record, that goes for the 6-year-old kid that comes here.
Yeah.
And it goes for the Super Bowl winning champion who comes here as well. So, and by the way, everyone's the same here.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of the kind of, oh my goodness, look who's here or whatever, but you don't really get that. You don't like it's 2 minutes and then it's done.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like it's just more of like if you go into a restaurant, right? The fact that they like, and by the way, a restaurant, you're going to spend a couple $100,
right?
Probably.
Yep.
Anywhere, I don't care where you go. You spend $1,000 in Dick's Sporting Goods. They don't know, but they don't know your name.
Nope.
How is that? It's just fascinating to me. And how like they don't check up on you.
Yep.
Right? They don't, you don't follow the general manager of Dick's Sporting Goods. Like, you don't, right?
Yeah.
And I just, like, watch that stuff, and I'm like, okay, like, I want to build a club where they own it, I pay the bills, I want them to feel that, but I take all the risk and all that stuff, right? So when I build another one, it's like, hey, I'm building it for you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is for you.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of where the concept came from, but, to scale it 2.5 times to go to KOP, I mean, the amount of the balls that I had to deal with. I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I never went to Horsham prior to this one being open, and Shane did. And Shane lives up in the Pottstown area, right? Yep. So he was taking a haul. Yeah, it's still going. Okay. And he always told me, he's like, dude, you got to go to this place. I'm like, nah. I was like, nah, big sim guy, whatever. And like now, everything I do, like here's the difference. You start seeing now all these even YouTubers, right?
Yeah.
They're carrying around like GC Quad with them. Yeah. Right, and people are like, "Oh my, they have a launch monitor." It's not, it is, but you can do that inside.
You can do it anywhere. By the way, honestly,
like walking in here, it's more comfortable, and it's perfect weather outside. It's more comfortable in here than it is outside.
Oh, 100%.
And like
AC helps a lot.
Yeah,
indoors.
It does,
especially for practice. Because why are you gonna? I watched Nelly Korda the other day hitting balls in the range down in Florida, and I was like, dude, like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, other than just for social media and for, hey, I'm a grinder, but dude, it's 2025.
Yeah.
What we can do indoors nowadays, it's just easy. And like, I watch all these guys, like, go get a lesson somewhere. Where are you gonna go practice?
Yeah.
So you get a lesson, but then you don't practice. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I get it. And by the way, all these big clubs around here. And again, we're in the Philly area, so we have all the biggest. Nice, right, Truist is going to be 15 minutes from here, right? A couple weeks or next week, a couple weeks, whatever. And then we have Aronimink right down the road, which is going to be PGA Championship. But like all these places have these like indoor, like sim kind of.
Dude, it's so funny. You know what's funny is, so there's 2 guys in Philly when I opened my first one that if they built one, I was going to be scared.
Yeah.
I met him one time, and I was like 2 years in, I think. And I looked him in the face, and I'll tell you this story after, context. But I looked him in the face, and I said, "You're not fucking building." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Dude, I gave you all the answers you need to know to have a whatever extra thing in their business for Rev, and they didn't do it."
Yep.
And I said, "If you didn't do it, I'm going to build more." And that's what I'm going to do. And the more I build out, the developers call, these big shot, like, Philly guys call, and I'm like, it's been years, and I'm just like, it's funny because for me, I never wanted to be the guy, ever. But as I start building, no one is the guy.
Right.
No one has these answers.
Yep.
What I do every day, no one does.
No.
So what I can, like who found my last building? I did.
Yeah.
I didn't have any commercial real estate pro lookout.
No,
I found it.
You drove around. Yeah. It was like, what
I looked
would be
it
a
up,
great space?
and I went and I talked to the people, and I said, hey, I'm going to do this. You know who found the first building? I did.
Yeah.
I had to have someone represent me in this one because it was retail and it was a little bit challenging. Yeah. But I'm the guy, right? When I shook someone's hand, like, I'll never forget coming in this building. It was an AC Moore. I hope that you take a picture of that.
I will. I'm going to do a couple.
They come in, they're like, well, who are you? And I'm like, I'm Justin. Well, like, what position in the company are you? I'm like, I'm the guy that will pay you every month. And they looked at me and they looked up and they're like, okay, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just funny because you look at the golf world. You look at now, right? You gotta have a sim. Like, why not have a sim, dude? If I said that 5 years ago, you would think that I'm like the worst guy. You can't play golf indoors.
Yeah.
You can't wear shorts and a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. A pro cannot do that. Like, you're an idiot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just. And then the TGL thing came up, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, look at that." And I'm like, dude, this is what we do every day. I mean, the fact that Tiger and Rory. I mean, Bryson is building something big somewhere with his live money for the game of golf, which is cool. But like me, I'm a little guy. I'm no Tiger. I'm no Rory. I'm nothing. And the things that I've done and built in the last few years, I'm proud of. And it's just, I feel like I'm leaving, wherever I go, I always want to leave it better than when I came. And whether it's impact, energy, anything. And I feel like our beliefs are very normal human people, beliefs, and giving access to people that, quite frankly, don't really have access to places. So when that happens, I'm like, okay, I want to do something cool. PA was cool, and now New York's going to be cool. And I really, I don't really need much. I always wanted to build a place where I know the people in there and I'm having fun with them, right?
Yeah, which, real quick, by the way, TGL and SoFi Bank Center, if you want to invite us down, we'll definitely come.
Yeah. I would like to check out. I mean, they put $10 million in the place, and they're like, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, well, if you put $10 million into something, it better be fucking good. It better be good.
Yeah.
I put $1 million in our facilities. I do most of the work, so it's very challenging to be operational and stuff. Well, yes, I could put $5 million into it, but it would never work. We'd be bankrupt. You know how many indoor facilities are going to be bankrupt in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, well, how many?
They're already started.
How many have come and gone?
Yeah, they're already started.
There's a bunch of them.
It's just crazy.
So the other interesting thing is that there is constant investment going on here. Yeah. Constant. Even always. The smallest thing. I walked in. I haven't been around for 3 weeks. I've been traveling with work and personal and all that other stuff. I walk in and I'm like, oh my God, it looks completely different. Yeah. And all you did...
We just shifted some things. Got a couple new things. Yeah. But that's what you have to do. You always have to change up. We got a big... I'll show you what we're doing this winter. It's going to be something mind-boggling.
Good. Yeah,
the investment that we're putting in this place, it's going to make it a sick club, and I'm excited because it's going to add another 100 members for us, and gives other people the social aspect that we're trying to keep going on top of development. So it's always investing, but and this is a big deal that no one else does, and I think as you've been with me, I think your game, not just golf but just life, has started to kind of grown, because you're like, dude, what? If Justin's doing it, I got to do it.
Yeah, there's and that's, how many people come? There's more people, more entrepreneurs that belong here than anywhere I've ever seen, right?
For sure.
Every kind of business, right?
They just have that respect, right? It's like, hey, this is not a corporate club.
Right.
Right? The corporate clubs out there.
Yeah, but you know what the big difference is? Those people are grinding during the day, all day. And then they have a place to go to for 2 hours at night, right?
Exactly.
So, there's guys that have cleaning businesses. There's guys that have construction businesses. Guys that have pizza shops.
Yeah, and just the conversation is just so much nicer than just flat out, BS.
Yeah, and everyone helps each other. And I have heard people talking straight business, yo, I'm having this problem, and someone in not a competing business, just maybe different industries, oh, you know what, I had that problem, something similar, maybe try this, and then they come back to oh my God, dude, your idea just made me an extra $30,000.
I've changed my things a million times. The only reason why this thing is the way it is because the members tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And they're not hey, you should do this. Hey, what do you think about that? I'm like, I go to you and I go, hey man, I'm struggling with something.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, what about this? And I always make the decisions thinking about members.
Yeah.
Because that's why it all works. I want to make sure it works for you.
My conversation always starts, it's like, Justin, look, I'm not trying to spend your money, but I have an idea.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't spend my money.
Yeah.
But I again, the way that, and I've said this over and over, right? The way that you've conducted yourself and the way that you run your business. And by the way, let's talk a little bit about the player program, right?
Oh, the scoring program. Oh, dude, that was genius.
So genius for everyone other than you.
Exactly. Yeah. And my car.
Yeah. So I'll give my perspective of it, right?
Well, I'll tell. Can I say why I created it?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I didn't have any money in the summer.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. I was so screwed. It cost me $80K a month to run our facilities, just like normal. 80 times 5, that's $400,000 that I got to figure out. Yep. Why people can't keep this going in the indoor world is because of the summer. So I'm like, we got to figure something out. Yeah. I got to figure out a program where I know my best asset is development and teaching golf. I believe I'm one of the best. I don't need any accolades. Don't need awards. I believe the program speaks for
you
itself.
already won them. You don't need them again.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't need any votes to know that I'm a good teacher. But anyways, So when that came out, I'm like, all right, the biggest problem.
Explain what the scoring plan is, though.
Well, no, we're going to get there.
All right, go.
So the biggest problem with teaching is that you go on a driving range.
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm like, all right, how do I get them on the golf course? How do I get them to play and teach at the same time? Boom, scoring program with a K. And then I started doing an app. Then I started doing stats. And I'm like, Johnny, you've never kept your stats.
No,
and I'm like,
I had them. I didn't keep them like you taught me.
Yeah, and like I need to look at them. You need to see them. It's just like me with my cash flow. You got to see my cash flow.
Yeah,
that's it. It's not that hard. So when you start doing that, people are like, "Oh man, I never did that before. Dude, I've gotten so much better because I'm focusing on this." Well, no kidding, dude. So then I'm like, okay, let me figure this out where I can have select number of players that obviously are going to do my work, and I'm not going to get a brand new beginner and bring them on the golf course.
Yeah.
And then go, okay, I have people that I can teach indoors. I can have people I teach outside, and then I have people I can play with, right? Boom. Now, all of a sudden, I bring that summer issue in there, and I solve all these issues. I solve your issue because I need to watch you go play golf, and it solves my issue, make sure we can pay rent in the summer so we can have a place to hit balls in the winter. Yeah. So then I'm like, okay, how much time can we really do? Because people get busy.
Yeah.
So we do 1 9-hole playing lesson a month, and then 1 indoor lesson a month, and then stats. So literally I'm watching, whether it's on an app or we go outside, I watch you, we're doing it this summer. You know, how are we going to get you to from a 13 to 11 to a 9 to a 7 to a 5, and you just got to keep doing that. Yeah. So if your coach doesn't take you on the golf course, I'm just saying there's other options out there.
So I'll also, let me add to that. So there's one thing about a coach or a teacher being able to say you're doing this wrong. The difference for me and for everyone else that I've talked to is that you can go out, like I can hit a shot like that, the famous 3-wood me hitting out of the ditch, right?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, just give yourself a shot, right? Or just take a different swing.
I won a Bella Vista.
Right, yeah. So again, he remembers every single shot that anyone's ever hit. It's like Rain Man. But here's the difference. You can actually show and say, here's what you do. Yeah. I've played golf with teaching professionals. Yeah. They can't hit a shot to save their life.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's like that practical application, right?
It's nice that I can go on shoot under par and go, hey, dude, like we need to do these shots, right? Like we're looking at a pitch shot, we got to hit certain pitch shots, and then you got to execute. Yeah. But if you can watch me hit a shot, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like the shot you hit on one, it was in the morning, it was a little cold, and I was just like, dude, you can't hit that shot. Yep. And then the shot, I remember that part of 3. You hit a little whiffy right shot. That's what we were working on. You caught the wind and you landed a little short with the bunker on the left, on the left side. And I'm just like, you need to learn how to flight the golf ball. Yep. So sometimes when players go out there, I see a shot and I'm like, okay, we got to work on that shot in a sim.
And by the way, that was the moment I was a 13-4, and then I listened to you. I came here. I worked really hard. I played a lot of golf. I would call you in the middle of my round, FaceTime, and say, watch this swing. You're like, hey, dude, you're too steep or whatever. Yeah. But that's the value you get as a Skramble member, right?
Oh, 100%. And well, we talked about it yesterday. Like last week was funny. And I get in these things and like I try to be patient. I try to be like I have a lot of shit going on. I just do. A lot of people coming at me, and I only have time for my members. Like focus time, right? And this guy that I worked with, he's in the winter and he didn't want to join in the summer. I said, well, I'm just going to let you know. I'm not trying to be a dick. Yeah. I'm not going to answer your phone and your text through the summer. Yeah. And you could join back winter and then we'll start that way. But when you struggle this summer, don't say my name. Yeah. Because that's a problem. Because I have a lot of people that are in the winter and then they leave for the summer and then they're not playing that good. They need help. And I'm here for them. Yeah. But they also have to invest in the program.
And by the way, the investment is like
nothing.
It's probably maybe 3 rounds of golf.
I'm
saying maybe,
I mean, right? Honestly, it's just comical.
Depends on where you go.
Yeah, it's like when I tell people, like I have this lady,
but they'll go out and buy a $400 driver thing. It's going to fix them.
$400, $700, $1,000. They go to Club Champion, love Club Champion because they freaking charge $5,000 for clubs. And it's like, why?
By the way, shout out to Kevin. Kevin Harrell is.
He's good.
A stud.
Fitter, he's a stud fitter. Yeah. But it's just comical. It's like we're playing a stupid game that we need to understand how far the ball goes and where the ball is going to go and hit it solid. I mean, like those three things. And I just look at I watch people teach. I listened to a guy for like 2 minutes because I was bored the other day. I'm listening to him on the grip, and I'm like, dude, this is the more I do in Skramble, the more I realize it doesn't matter. Just get the ball going that way to the target, and you'll learn. And these people, look at where you've gone. 50% drop in a handicap. Our average is 20%. I mean, I don't mess around, and that stuff means so much to me. I can't sleep when you're struggling and you couldn't finish a round, or you tell me that you got frustrated out there and you had a couple 3-whips. That's not good enough.
Right, yeah.
How many times have I gotten on your ass because I'm frustrated because we put way too much work for you to worry about some jackwagon out there, disrupting your round.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like the accountability is huge. And that summer program, everyone gets better. If they don't get better, it's on me.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you take it super seriously, right?
Super. It's my life.
And then we have
that's another thing. I don't want to get this crazy, but what really drove me nuts in the golf world is that you'd have people that would teach. They would teach I wouldn't say part-time. And they would subsidize whatever they're doing. Hey, that teaching money covers whatever. I'm like, dude, I do this for my life.
Yeah.
It's my life.
Yeah.
And if you do it for whatever,
shits and giggles,
you're
man.
like, dude,
I'm paying for my boat gas money.
Yeah, you and I are not in the same world. And I will tell you right now. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's the reason why you don't have a lot of full-time teachers out there. They just can't do it. They're not cracked out to be that. You know, and you could charge. I mean, I could charge $500 an hour. Cool. Let me know how many hours I'm going to work in a year.
Yeah.
And just to do that, it's just wild. And my program's real simple. I worked on a guy's wedges yesterday. It wasn't even, we didn't even have a lesson. I was like, dude, you suck.
Yeah.
I got to fix you.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, that was it was crazy how fast you got me better. I'm like, dude, it's just not that hard.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about. And that's why, and then when he goes out there and plays better, his friends are like, what the heck happened to you? Come to Skramble.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and I think that again, it's an underrated way of thinking. This is not just a sim place.
No,
this is a full practice.
Dude, when someone says, "What do you charge per hour for a
practice
sim?"
area,
drives me nuts.
There's no practice area around here that's not $100,000 club.
Oh, easy. No, that's decent. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's decent, right?
Yeah.
And you can come here and get all the same things, right? People are like, oh, you're hitting on turf. It's like, if you can rip a ball and stop it on this turf, you're not going to have a problem anywhere.
Never.
Maybe White Marsh. White Marsh is super fast.
Yeah.
But all the other ones, I was just down in Hilton Head, and I'm telling, and one of our members, Dylan, was there.
Oh, yeah.
I played with him twice, and he sent the ball right. I said, you know what Justin would tell me? He's like, what? I said, hit it further left. Start it left, and then he started getting it. But yeah, man. So from that perspective, I think, I learned a lot today about I can't wait to listen to this again myself.
Yeah.
So
the story. I'm not a huge story guy because but
you can tell stories.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just for me,
you're not a you story guy.
I'm I just don't care. Now the cool part is, and this is what a lot of people don't if they follow me, is that I hunt full time. Yeah. All I care about is getting away, middle of nowhere, and hunt. And I think a lot of times
you hunt several things though.
Yeah. Well, when I went to Alaska, I think that kind of trip was that I would say that belief trip, and I killed that trip, and then I survived that grizz, and then I flew home, and then I got back, and things just changed.
Easy.
Well, yeah, I mean,
easy.
I laugh because I'm I'm worried about something here, and I was in the middle of Alaska and I couldn't find water.
Yeah.
Things just change things, and I feel those trips and meeting those type of people change people's lives and
perspective.
And it's those are life changing trips. Building a business is life changing.
Yeah.
Whether you fail or you succeed, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
We can still fail. I mean, we're still baby, right? But I'm never gonna let it fail.
Yeah.
But that's the point. So you just learn all these things, and there's a lot of people that are not trying. It's just having kids and business. It's people are not cracked out to be I'm not a father, but if I had a kid, you better believe I'd learn real quick. And that's just life.
Well, you're willing to put in the work, right? You're willing 100%. To put in the work. You're willing to put in the time, and you're willing to make that commitment to whatever it is you're doing. And I think, from my perspective, like, so last summer, or it wasn't last summer, it was 2 summers ago, you and I spent a lot of time together because, like, I was in it was a really bad spot. And I think I've talked about that in other ones, right? So, like, I got let go from a job for some bullshit reason. Yeah. Because they owed me a ton of money 3 days later and whatever. I'll keep doing it the hard way. Don't worry about it. And then, like, 2 weeks later, my mom passes. And I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And then I came here every day and you're like, dude, you good? I'm like, nope, not good. Yeah. Nope, not good. And then, like, over that time, like, I was just like, what do I do? How do I cope? And I came here every day. Yeah. And you let me put on any music I wanted to. I came here, I drank, all the water in your water cooler every day. And I got good at golf. I got a little better at golf, but that's when I really started buying into it. And then, like, I got to be honest, though, the first summer really pissed me off because you didn't get better. I didn't. You got worse. I had a lot going on personally. I know, I get it, but it doesn't matter. You got worse. I was like, what in the? Yeah. This guy hits a better golf ball, solid. Gained distance, all this stuff, chipped and putt, and then he scored worse. And I'm like, all right, something's wrong. There's no way that can happen. I just haven't seen it. So the real reason that happened is because I made you break my swing completely down to the ground and rebuild. Because I was a 9 before I started, and I went to a 13. Yeah. But, like, I have all these back problems, these old man back problems. Well, I just think before you were just manipulating and just hitting shots and, like, doing that, and then I never took a formal lesson until that April 2 years ago. Yeah, never. Well, we were only working on like impact and like launch angle and stuff, but but I never understood how to hit a golf ball. Yeah, well now, dude, some of the shots that you post on Insta, banging, man. I'm like that guy hits it better than I do. Well, like some of those shots, dude. I mean, it don't matter. Some of those shots, like you got it in you, dude. You just gotta now. This year is like, how do we get down to low? Yeah, like we got to be able to shoot around par, like 72, 73, 74. Yeah. You got to start hitting 14, 15, 16 GIRs, and that's what we're going to be focused on. Yeah, I did that a little bit when I was down at Chichesi, which was fantastic. That was the most amazing golf trip I've ever been on. But getting back to that time, like, I came here and you just, like, that's all part of, like, what Skramble is, right? Yeah. I came here. Dude, you know how many people deal with those life stuff that I like? So many that you have no idea. Like, I'm like, dude, like, everything all right? And then I don't see them for 3 months, and I'm like, something's wrong. And like, I want them to like come here and like know it's okay. Like, let's like I'm not gonna say names, but there's kids that struggle with things. Yep. I'm like, dude, I got you, dude. Yeah. I got you. Whatever you need. So during that time, I mean, I was good, whatever. But like at the end of the day, you're like, yo, let's go do these golf shows together, right? Yeah. And I think that for me was like a signal to say, look, watch this dude hustle, watch this dude grind, and go out and just watch what he does. And dude, I watched every single thing that you've done. Yeah. And it's that like-mindedness where I'm like, you know what? It's not to say, hey, Justin did it, I can do it, but God damn it, I know I can do it. Yeah. I just need to not be lazy. Yeah, it's just that, like we talked about this before with you, it's just execution for you. Yeah. You got all the ideas in the world, and every freaking person got ideas. So many ideas. Yeah, and like, and that's the thing. It's like, at what point are we gonna like look at the Christmas video we did with Scout. Yeah. Dude, that was like weeks that we talked about it, and then we just did it, and it came out great. And it was like, that's the execution stuff. And for me as a person, I want to inspire the next to execute and deliver. Don't tell me, show me. Yeah. And everybody, when I started, everyone thought I was like, you can't keep that energy up. There's no way. And like, you're gonna burn out. But let me know where I burned out. Let me know. I don't know. Yeah, we shared that room up in Jersey. Yeah. This dude literally, there's no phase out. It just goes there. It is a rock, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, and then comes back out and comes right back out. Right? Yeah. But so that like that to me is important. I think a lot of people don't understand. Anyone who watches like your Instagram and sees how you actually how you work with people. And we'll talk about people with, we don't really say people that are disabled. Like, everyone's abled, right? Yeah. And we have a lot of members here that, for one reason or another, like, they might be a little bit different, like on the outside, but dude, they're the same exact as we are.
And that's where I want this place. And then for us, it's trying to bring everybody along, right? Like, hey, you might have a bad day. You might snap on me. Okay, cool, man. I got you tomorrow, man. Because we've like, if this is my only interaction with you, I think you're a dickhead.
Yep.
But if I know you're my dude and you just snap, it's like, hey, like there's times where like, dude, like I'm beat, dude. I don't even want to deal with anybody. And then I gotta like somehow make it. They're like, hey, everything all right? Like if I'm quiet, people they're just like, what is going on? And I'm just trying to think in my head, like this week we were hedging like 150K like to places and trying to pay rent and payroll, and I'm trying to figure out what like my next 4 months is, and it's just like, oh man, I gotta think, I gotta like just like take a little break. And if I leave this place, I can think. If I'm here, I just got so much stuff.
Justin's office away from the office is nice little establishment down the road.
Yeah, some bar or wherever.
Yeah.
I like bars because I can put my headphones in and I just stay focused, and I can have lunch.
Even with all
beer,
the noise around you.
I can like just like dive in.
Yeah.
I feel like that really is like, it's...
You live in chaos, so like that chaos that might be there is nothing to you.
And like for me, it's like, I don't really have a life, so...
And you're like a foodie dude too. So
yeah, I like good food for sure. Yeah. And then I just like trying different places out, like meet new people, and I see these people all the time, and I'm the only one that's working at a bar any day, every day. I love Saturday and Sundays because like tomorrow, it's funny. I was actually at McGurk's today, and I love it because it's like a little break. I have this new salad they come out. Banging. Anyways, the guy's like, oh man, it's Friday. It's like noon, dude. And the guy's housing beers. And then bartender's like, yeah, it's Friday. Can't wait. Whatever. What are you doing Saturday, Sunday? And they're just telling me. And I'm just thinking to myself, people, if you leave work at 5 o'clock on Friday and you come back Monday morning at 9 o'clock, you basically lose 60 hours.
Yep.
60 hours of whatever you're doing. And for me, I get to work. So if you don't do that, times that by years.
By the way, I can't tell you how many times I've reached out to the guy, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." It's like, I got this. I just feel like I have no time. And then like the phone literally goes quiet. And I'm like, I know, I have plenty of time. I'm just not utilizing it.
Yeah, dude. Right? I mean, like, and it's at everybody. When you say you're busy, you're not busy. If you think about it, there's a ton of time to do it, right? Like, there's just a lot. Like right now, it's 7:20. We got at least 3.5 hours before we really have to go to bed.
Right.
And if we get up at 6, we can go to the gym, and I can be at work at 7:30.
Let's go easy on the gym.
Okay,
I'll get up and cut the grass.
Okay, yeah, cut the grass.
I cut it yesterday, so I'll have to do it. I'm actually playing real golf tomorrow.
Oh, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to Fox Chase.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you've ever been out there. It's like Ephrata.
But what the heck did I play yesterday? Oh, I played White Manor yesterday.
White Manor's nice.
I got 117 rounds.
Yeah, we got to schedule ours.
In 88 days. We're going to schedule it today because you're here.
All right. But yeah, man, it's like again, dude. I say it all the time. I say it to you. Like, I really do appreciate you. I appreciate what you, like. It has nothing to do with Skramble. Like, I just appreciate you as a human being. Like, here's the thing. Like, Justin and I feel
even
like,
if we didn't have Skramble, I mean, we would probably somehow like keep everything going. It's just nice because you're here now. Like, we do a lot of things together because you're here.
Yeah. And this guy, I don't feel like he doesn't have like new friends, and I'm like a big no new friends guy.
Yeah.
Let's just say this. This guy came to my house on Easter, which was really nice, man. It was really nice.
He invited me. I don't have anybody. I mean, honestly, I have a dog. And homeboy's like, hey, if you're in the area. And by the way, what happened that day at Easter? Let everybody know.
So we're sitting there just shooting the breeze on the couch or whatever. He goes, hold on one second. He answers the phone. He's like, hey, Justin in Scramble House, whatever. This guy on the phone. I'm not going to say his name, but it rhymes with John. And he's like, yo, I want to join. Justin's
and he's at the door, by the way.
Yeah, he's at the door here. I live 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
Justin's like, I'll be there in 15 minutes. So he came here.
Yeah.
Did a deal.
Yep.
Came back.
Got a new member that day.
Dinner.
Came back.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, that's just what happens. And like people, I laugh when people are like, oh, that guy's not answering the phone. Well, call someone else who's going to answer. I mean, it's just not that hard.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But so that is we'll end there. We're gonna do more of these for sure.
Cool.
But
we got to do one after I get back from Rochester because there's gonna be a lot of things going on there.
Well, I think during the summer I'm just gonna come up.
Yeah. Take a flight up there.
I'll drive up. I'm gonna play in between or whatever.
Well, why don't you play? I got a ton of courses we can go play.
Yeah. But again, thank you, dude. I really do appreciate you. I'm glad that I do consider you like a good friend.
Yeah, this is cool. Like the relationship. I got 7 years before I leave, and I'll you'll be one of the guys that
I'll have the coordinates.
Yeah, make sure where I'm at.
Won't be able to reach you.
Yeah,
but I'll have to show up where the coordinates are.
Exactly.
But that's episode 23 here for the Bumbling Golfer. There's going to be more to come.
Nice.
There's definitely going to be more to come. I'm going to follow this guy.
We gotta get Christine. Christine wanted to come on. She said,
"Yeah, we'll do that."
About Skramble.
Yeah. Well, I saw her husband left and she stayed.
Yeah,
which is always hilarious. She's always out there grinding.
She's grinding. She could be here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. before she tees off.
Right. Yeah. Episode 23, Bumbling Golfer, Justin Rinas, Skramble House.
Let's go.
Here at Skramble Studios at beautiful Skramble House, King of Prussia.
Yep.
More to come soon.
We got to build one up in Rochester, too. It's a little bigger than this. It's actually going to be nicer, I think.
Yeah.
It's got a big-ass safe just like that in there.
Oh, nice.
Because we can't move it. We can't move it.
Yeah, you need a forklift for that.
Yeah, no way.
But, if anyone has any questions or anything like that, just...
hit us up.
Yeah, hit them up. All the socials. The Skramble House.
It should be like almost the thing. If I don't get back to you, I'm dead. Like, there should be like a almost a money back guarantee.
So there's been times where it's taken him and I don't look. I have no expectations of him getting back to me on at any time. He does the same thing for everyone, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
But there were times where I just recently I'm like, yo, haven't heard. You still alive? There's different circumstances, right? You were on a business trip. You were on a business trip. But I'm like, yeah. So again, it's just all these different things. So you can check out a really great way to see Justin and his stories and all that other kind of stuff. The reels and then progress is at Skramble House KOP, and then the one for Rochester.
Yeah, YouTube's good too. I mean,
YouTube is
you get
good.
the day in the life of me because people love to watch what I do.
I'll link all that.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, it's not. It's just like YouTube. YouTube's cool. I mean, I don't even want to post all that stuff. I get it out so people can understand. I'm just a knucklehead wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
By the way, you can see the progression. You can see the progression of Justin as a teaching pro at a club.
Yeah.
To where he is now, just by watching Skramble, building Skramble 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I'm getting way more relaxed and comfortable in this space.
Yeah.
And honestly, I drove by a really nice club last night, and I almost started shaking because I didn't know what to do. Because it's just funny to me because I used to be at all the top clubs, playing everywhere, logos everywhere, and now it's just why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just a different deal. So
yeah. So again, appreciate you. Thanks for watching, everyone. More to come. I'll put all the links and all that good stuff where they need to be. But thank you again for watching.
Get after it.
See you guys later. Bye.
See ya.